Hi everyone, I'm Megan, and this is Charlie. He is going to be filling the role for my technique demonstration that I am going to show to you guys today. So my technique demonstration is definitely non-traditional, a non-traditional therapeutic technique, and it is animal-assisted therapies, otherwise known as AAT. And it is approach to mental health care that incorporates animals into the psychotherapy process. And it helps to emphasize the bond that is created during human-animal interactions. And the purpose of AAT is beneficial to clients and individuals because it can help reduce stress levels, reduce anger and aggression, decrease hostility, towards self and others, and can also really help improve social interactions, can decrease heart rate and blood pressure in just health victims, and an overall improvement in self-esteem, patience, trust, and some clients can also help get a sense of empowerment. Some clients may be isolating or having trouble communicating, and AAT can help with all of these things. Now, some studies have shown that just merely walking a dog has great health benefits, and that merely patting or talking to the dog raises a parasympathetic neural activity within a human. And then the main purpose would be to try and help these individuals who may be or appear to be struggling with other individuals with just sort of overall lack of self-confidence, that perhaps through AAT they could gain some of that self-confidence in themselves and be able to gain trust and improve overall in social interactions with their peers. So this little guy here can help with all of those things. And anyone can benefit from AAT, from small children to adolescents to elderly persons. Anyone who suffers from anxiety or stress, or people who are suffering from certain health issues, and pretty much a vast variety of humans or individuals. So with small children, AAT can help them build empathy, as well as help them learn responsibility and just help them work on their communication skills as well. So with responsibility and small children, just kind of taking care of the therapy dog, grooming him, giving him a bath, these have been proven to help build that overall sense of responsibility, as well as help build that sense of empathy, and just help the small child improve social interactions as well. So they also have shown that animal-assisted psychotherapy has a positive impact on the elderly population as well, especially with those that can no longer care for their own animals. So I know there are some therapy dogs that come to visit like nursing homes or assisted living, and you can just sort of see the people's face light up. And I didn't really know too much about AAT or how sort of popular it really was until I started bringing clients to court hearings, and I would see the therapy dog come in and out of the hallway right when the court hearings would start, and I would just see these children and older children just filled with anxiety and stress and worry, and those who liked pets or liked the dogs just immediately lit up when they saw the dog. They would run over the dog, pet the dog, and you could sort of see them just feel less worrisome and walk into their court hearing with a sort of different approach. So it can really benefit any population, and that's a good thing because we like when we have therapy that is available to all types of people. So to implement the technique, the first thing you want to do is you want to, as a provider, You want to make sure that AAT would be the right kind of technique for the client. So knowing your population, knowing your client, and knowing that they are either an individual who would benefit from a therapy pet or not. And again, there's all types of different therapy animals ranging from horses to dolphins to dogs. So you want to make sure that you select the right type of therapy pet for your client. For example, you would not want to select a horse for a very small child or a child that's maybe inexperienced with horses. So usually dogs are your safest bet. And you want to select the right type of dog, the size and breed for the client, and make sure that the handler of the therapy dog, if it's not yourself, feels comfortable working with your specific client population, or that their dog is trained for your specific client population as well. And then depending on the client's treatment plan, decide which exercise to implement into the session. So for example, there are a ton of different reasons why an individual may benefit from AAT, from working on range of motion, strength, balance, coordination, fine motor skills, and again, isolation, if that's an issue, or anxiety. So for this video's purpose, I am just going to do a quick sensory stimulation technique for individuals who may be needing to work on sensory stimulation or who have sensory issues. So for example, I would have introduced my therapy dog to the client. The client's getting used to the therapy dog. And for this week's session, I am going to have the client start by feeling the fur of the dog. So you're going to ask your client, or let them know that it is okay to go ahead and pet the therapy dog. You can ask them, what does the fur feel like? Is it soft? Is it wiry? Does the dog have long hair? Does the dog have short hair? And just get them to feel the fur. Is the dog shedding like Charlie is? The next thing you can ask them to do is to move on to feeling the body warmth of the dog. So for example, Charlie feels warm. Charlie's not cold. He's not hot, but he feels warm, tepid. Asking them to feel the body temperature of the dog. Then you can have them give dog kisses. So Charlie sometimes gives me kisses by licking my face. Don't think he's going to do it right now. And again, Charlie's not a real therapy dog. He's just filling in. The next thing you would do is have your client feel the feet of the dog, the paws. Sometimes they feel rough. Charlie's paws feel a little rough. He walks out on concrete a lot. His feet, I notice, are very different from my own feet. His nails are very different than, again, my own nails, and they feel smooth and somewhat long. The next thing you can do is ask them to feel the dog's tail. And again, these dogs are trained, therapy dogs are trained, they're used to touch, and they're used to a certain population of clients touching them. Charlie's tail is probably medium length and somewhat fluffy. And then you can ask your client to feel the ears. Charlie's ears are like a triangle and they're very soft. They feel like baby hair. Asking your client, where's the dog's nose? what does the dog's nose feels like? And Charlie's nose feels cold and wet. And lastly, you could ask your client, what do they hear coming from the dog? Are they hearing barking and other vocalizations? Charlie's sort of panting right now. He's probably over this session. He's not really making too much noise. He's not barking right now. He's calm, content, and he's kind of just breathing in and out. So that is an example of a technique for sensory stimulation. There's many other techniques that you can implement with your clients. I feel like I've already talked a lot. Again, I know it is a non-traditional therapy, and there's really no clear-cut technique for each individual session. I just chose one for recording purposes. You could also do one for self-esteem or boundaries, where you can run a group with your clients and use the dog as a model for the boundaries, talk about the dog's boundaries, how the dog then communicates his boundaries, and how they relate to human boundaries. So there's many versions or techniques that could be implemented with AAT. And again, it's just something somewhat new to me, that I've really taken an interest to, that I plan on looking into to implement more with my clients at my program. So I hope you guys all learned something and you enjoyed my very long video. And thank you guys for bearing with me and for watching. Take care.